What's going on, guys? This is Malcolm, MBD Bushcraft and Survival. And today I'm going to be talking about two knives I just picked up from Amazon. One is the Beavercraft BSH1, and the other one is a BPS knives HK5. So we got the BPS, HK5, and we got the Beavercraft, BSH1. Now, as you can see, both of these are absolutely beautiful. Look at the sheaths. Look at the sheaths on this thing. I wish you could smell the leather. Man, these are just very nice. So I just got them, and I'm gonna kind of show you what I do to my knives when I first get them, and my process. You know, this might not be correct. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You know, I welcome you guys to share in the comments. What am I doing wrong? What could I do a little bit better? My whole goal is to try to preserve these knives as long as I possibly can and keep them looking new. I kind of baby my knives. They don't have to look brand new, but I don't want them to rust. I don't want this thing to look worn out and ashy and shabby and falling apart. I don't like that. I want to keep these things nice for years and years and years to come, as I'm sure you do. And if you're anything like me, if I'm doing this wrong, you're not going to really care anyway. Because at the end of the day, it's not you. But we could probably still learn from each other, or whatever the case may be. So, I usually just get a wet, not a wet rag, but just a nice microfiber rag here. I'm going to start with the Beavercraft. Now, Beavercraft is actually interesting, man, because Beavercraft, to me, is a lot like BPS knives. And I don't know if they're from the same manufacturer or if they're like, I need to do my research on these guys because I like Beavercraft. This is my first Beavercraft knife, but just based on their reviews and based on what I was seeing online, I had to get it. But let me just get straight to the point, man. Let's take a look at the knife. Boy. This is the Beavercraft. The Beavercraft BSH1 is a fixed blade. It's obviously full Tang. Very, very sharp 90-degree spine on this. It's carbon steel. Grind down to a beautiful Scandi grind. I don't know if you can see this, but it has a lot of oil on it right now. And the first thing I like to do, and I might be wrong, man, and I hope I'm not doing this the wrong way. I get a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then I take that oil off. I take that oil right off of there. And I don't want to permanently remove the oil. I just want to take this oil off. I'm going to put my own oil on here. And as you can see, that rubbing alcohol is really just cutting straight through there. It's cutting straight through any of the oil that was on there. And you're going to be able to see, as you can see right now, a beautiful mirror finish. It's a beautiful mirror finish to this blade. It's really unbelievable, man, when you really look at some of these knives. This knife was $35.99 on Amazon, guys. And then when you look at the construction, the way this is curved, because when I first saw this, I was like, man, I'm not gonna get this. It seems like the handle is too long. And then when you hold it, you realize, wait a minute, this is almost perfect. This is a thick blade. It's nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at, guys. And I see this little bit of this little area in here that I didn't get. So that's just what I do. So I know this blade is completely exposed at this point because I use rubbing alcohol. I'm getting all the oil off the blade. Whew. I'm getting all the oil off the blade. So now I'm gonna bring in my own oil. I can't tell you the name of this oil, but I got it on Amazon. It's supposed to be some really good oil. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it, but this stuff is really, really good. It just takes a few drops. It just takes a few drops. It spreads very, very well. I'm actually gonna put quite a bit of oil on here because I want this oil to really seep into the metal of this blade. One thing you'll notice about this oil, you know, and the types of oil that go on knives is it's very, very thin. It's like the oil is so thin that I can't even explain it, man. It's like it's very, very thin, the oil. It's very light, but you know, it's gonna really seep into the knife. So I just let it sit for a little bit, and then I just kind of dry it off lightly. I don't dry all the oil off. I still keep a little bit of it on there. Okay. So now, hang on, I got something else for you. Give me just 1 second. Because when it comes to this wood right here, I think this is I'm not sure what kind of wood this is, but I got some coconut oil, and I've been reading online that if you just take a little bit of coconut oil, that you should be able to rub that into a wooden handle really, really nice. And so that's what I'm doing. And again, guys, I want you to let me know if there's anything that I could be doing differently, better. I'm pretty sure that there's some really expensive oils that I could go out and buy for this particular type of wood if I knew what it was. I want to say it's let me see if I can look it up real quick. What is this? Trying to just read through some of the specs. Carbon steel blade, great edge, full tang, comes with the sheath. We'll go over that in a minute. We'll look at the sheath in a minute because I got some mink oil that I'm going to be putting on that. But I just use that coconut oil and really just, you know, let the oil really get into that wood. That's my goal with that, okay? Simultaneously, I'm going to take out the other knife. Now, this is the BPS knife. Once again, I'm going to go through the same process, okay? I'll put a little bit of that rubbing alcohol on a rag, microfiber rag. I'm going to get all the oil off of there. That bad boy is nice too. You can't sleep on it. Do not sleep on these BPS knives, guys. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Because you'll be doing yourself a disservice. Look at them together. I want you to really look at them real quick. Because you're looking at some really beautiful knives. This knife was also in the neighborhood of about $35. I'm getting a little bit of that coconut oil, and I'm gonna put that on here too. So, and this is a process. As you can see, this is full tang. It's got the exposed tang back here. Got the grooves for your hand. Neither one of these knives have any jimping on the back, but that's fine. You know, you got a little bit of a choil here, but it's close, man. I wouldn't be going around like trying to stab wood too much because there is a possibility that that bad boy can slip. And this area is extremely sharp. However, the knife itself is beautiful either way you look at it. you can see in terms of the thickness that both of these knives are right around the same thickness. And they're both really, really beautiful knives. And I think what I need to do at this point is, like I did before, add a little bit of oil to this BPS knife as well. Just a little bit of oil. Let me rub some of this coconut oil off my hands. You know, I was thinking about mixing coconut oil with honey or something. I saw that somewhere, and I was like, well, no, that wouldn't make sense, because that would attract insects. You know, you got a sweet smelling knife in the middle of the woods. Yeah, you're going to get some ants and all kind of stuff. But I do think that there is a, like a beeswax that you can implement with your, you know, when it comes down to putting your stuff together. Now, the way I'm applying this oil, this could probably be done in a better way. Like if I had a little brush or something, I'm using my finger. That's not safe, guys. I wouldn't recommend doing it because you could cut yourself. I'm just assuming that a lot of y'all got sense, you know, and you're not gonna do anything stupid. But, you know, I guess this, in many ways, is stupid what I'm doing. But, you know, I'm being careful. All right, so that's pretty much that. It's gonna have a lot of man, that spine is sharp. Whoo, that spine is sharp, man. I promise you it's sharp. Okay. So now, wipe that off. I'm gonna try to keep this quick, man, because I know, what am I? I'm about at 12 minutes now. I got a little mink oil. Just gonna get a little bit of mink oil. I'm gonna put that on my sheath. Not too much to it. A little bit of mink oil, put that on the sheath. It's going to protect the sheath, going to protect this leather. This BPS, this leather is extremely quality, man. BPS knives did a great job. Company out of Ukraine. I'm sure you guys have heard of that, which I think is kind of cool. You know, it's just the history and the quality. It almost feels like you should collect these, which is what I'm kind of doing. Like, this is my second BPS knife. And it's got oil on it. I'm gonna wipe that off just a little bit. Not much, but I'm just gonna kind of wipe it off a little bit. Put that back in there. Oh yeah, that's great. Man, this is lovely. Lovely. Yeah, you can do the dangler, or you can have it hooked directly to the belt. Beautiful knife. All right. Now, I'm gonna do the same thing with the Beavercraft. This is that real nice brown. And that brown actually takes the oil very nicely, and it darkens up a little bit. This Beavercraft sheath is nice as well, but it's not as thick. It's a little thinner, a little more pliable, but I still like it. It's I think it's still worthy of being protected. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my mink oil on this one as well. And this isn't gonna be perfect. I mean, I'm pretty sure that there's a way I can go in here and get this done much quicker with like some type of brush or something, you know, but I'm just trying to put the initial, you know, the initial protections on it to, you know, because this is something that, you know, I want to keep for a long time, and I want it to be nice. And I don't know when I'm going to use it. Like, I might end up using this knife next week. But shit, I might not use this knife for another 6 months, guys. You just never know, man. You know, when you work as much as I do, it's like you want stuff to be, You know, you want to use your stuff immediately, but sometimes you don't have that luxury. But, whew, man. Woo-wee, it's nice. Nice, nice. Yep. We don't need any rusting going on. No rusts. We don't like rust. I'll put that in there. That's nice. Man, that's nice, man. So there you have it, man. BPS knives and beaver knives. I'm sorry, Beavercraft knives. Really, really good. I use mink oil on the leather sheaths. You can do it too. I use some of my wife's coconut oil, just a little bit, for the I think it's walnut handles on there. Use some of this oil right here. This oil is, man, I wish I could give you the name of it, but I got it from Amazon. It was really cheap, but it had great reviews. I like this oil. It's pretty good. I think I'm going to look around for some other alternatives, though. Maybe something that's a little thicker or something. But this has done pretty good, man. I haven't had any rusting up until this point. And one of the key factors is this rubbing alcohol. This is 90 proof, 91 proof. And the whole key to that with this is that you don't want rust. Because if you use this to clean your knives, it's going to dry up so quick, it won't even have an opportunity to rust. Because remember, water is what makes it rust. The moisture in the water. That's one reason why I didn't introduce any water to these knives. But they're beautiful, as you can see. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and comment down below, man. You know, what's another step that I can include? What's something I could take away? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. MBD, Bushcraft, and Survival. And I'm going to holler at you guys next time, man. Peace.